Thanks for staying with us. You're watching WION World is One. I'm Adhya Chaneja and this is Speed News. Let's start with all the stories making headlines today. Venezuela declared a state of emergency as two massive earthquakes and more than 20 aftershocks rocked the country. Tremors of 7.2 and 7.5 magnitude caused buildings to crumble in the capital, forcing the closure of country's main airport. Now, the twin earthquakes triggered panic in capital Caracas, with people rushing into the streets. Several buildings suffered damages, many developed visible cracks. Eyewitness videos showed parts of the Simon Bolivar International Airport collapsing due to the earthquake. Now, the airport has now been closed. Acting President Delcy Rodriguez has activated emergency. Fighting continues to rage along the Lebanese front, putting tremendous strain over the fragile Iran-US truce. Lebanese media reports say that at least 2 people were killed in an Israeli strike on a vehicle in southern Lebanon. Militant group Hezbollah has called it another violation of the truce between the two sides. But Israeli military claims it targeted 2 Hezbollah militants who crossed into the so-called security zone created in southern Lebanon. Now, the attack comes just a day after Lebanese President Joseph Aoun said that he would accept nothing less than the withdrawal of Israeli troops from southern Lebanon. US Secretary of State Marco Rubio has reassured United States Gulf allies that their interests will be safeguarded as Washington works towards a final settlement with Iran. The top US diplomat is on a regional tour to reassure the Gulf states, which were targeted by Tehran's missiles and drones during the war and saw their crucial oil and gas shipment effectively cut off by an Iranian blockade of the Strait of Hormuz. Tehran has repeatedly said it intends to retain control over the strait along with Oman and charge what it calls maritime service fees for crossing it. However, during a visit to Kuwait City, Rubio insisted that the US was committed to preserving toll-free navigation in the waterway, which carries a substantial proportion of global oil and gas shipment. A bipartisan group of US House lawmakers welcomed a delegation from Taiwan to Capitol Hill. The foreign delegation was led by Legislative Yuan President Han Kyo-yu. But the visit comes as the US begins celebrating its 250th anniversary of independence. Taiwan, likewise, is celebrating 30 years since its first democratic presidential election. House lawmakers at the gathering stressed the bipartisan support for Taiwan on Capitol Hill. NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte used a mix of praise, gentle pushback and even visual aids as he sought to ease tensions with President Donald Trump at a White House meeting on Wednesday. But the US President said he felt let down by members of the Transatlantic Alliance for not backing his war against Iran. Rutte defended NATO, pointing out that thousands of American aircraft operated from bases in Europe during the conflict. He also argued that allies' reluctance to support the US war effort was limited to a few isolated cases. At one point, Rutte interrupted Trump's criticism of allies for moving too slowly to invest in their own country. Rutte said he disagreed slightly and used cardboard charts to show how NATO countries have significantly increased defense spending since Trump first took office in the year 2017. European leaders reaffirmed their commitment to a stronger defense partnership ahead of next month's NATO summit in Ankara. Well, this comes following a series of spats with US President Donald Trump and tensions among the main European members. German Chancellor Friedrich Merz, who invited the leaders of Britain, France, Italy and Poland to Berlin, said the NATO summit on 7th and 8th of July would be the moment to demonstrate Europe's determination to take a stronger leadership role in defense. A joint statement affirmed their unwavering commitment to Euro-Atlantic security and the transatlantic bond. Another high-ranking military official is expected to leave the Pentagon. General Chris Donahue is expected to announce his retirement. Well, the news was first reported by The Atlantic. Donahue oversaw U.S. Army operations across Europe and Africa, and he was the last American soldier to depart to Afghanistan after the chaotic withdrawal of U.S. forces under the Biden administration. The US Congress unveiled a time capsule to mark the nation's upcoming 250th anniversary, set to be buried in Philadelphia on 4th of July. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries said the capsule will reflect today's American experience and send a message to the future. House Speaker Mike Johnson called it a reflection of our faith in the future of the country. Each US state and territory will contribute to the capsule, which will be sealed for 250 years. But the capsule is only the second prepared by Congress, echoing one sealed during the 1876 centennial celebrations. US President Donald Trump hailed Abelardo de la Espriela's victory in Colombia's presidential race. The Republican who endorsed Espriella referred to him as El Tigre and praised his toughness during remarks at an Oval Office meeting with NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte. US President Donald Trump hailed Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky as courageous, saying he's doing well against Russian forces despite heavy losses. Once skeptical, Trump also praised Ukraine's fighters and military equipment, underscoring Zelensky's resilience in the war. In Russian-held city of Horlivka, 3 people were killed after a drone strike brought down part of an apartment building. Horlivka has been under control of pro-Russian separatists since 2014. Over the years, the city has been attacked multiple times, which led to numerous civilian casualties. In southern Ukraine's Kherson region, 2 mine disposal experts from Norwegian People's Aid were killed in a Russian strike, with 4 others wounded, underscoring the growing danger for humanitarian workers in the conflict zone. Sri Lankan officials from Colombo Municipal Council have begun a nationwide dengue prevention campaign to contain the spread of mosquito-borne dengue fever. The health authorities warned of rising cases with 1,000 admissions in hospitals daily. Nearly 50,000 cases have been reported this year with 29 deaths, although that is still far below the 2017 peak, when 186,000 patients and 440 deaths were reported. The death toll in the Kolkata warehouse roof collapse has risen to 5. Well, this after an under-construction warehouse at Kolkata's Taratala area collapsed this afternoon. Nearly 20 people were rescued, of whom 18 are out of danger. Officials have not confirmed the exact number of workers present at the site when the collapse occurred. The cause of the structural failure is also not known yet. Authorities are expected to investigate the circumstances that led to the collapse as rescue operations continue. After arriving nearly 2 weeks late, the monsoon unleashed torrential overnight rainfall on Mumbai. Several pockets in Mumbai received over 200 mm of rain in just a few hours. The intense downpour caused severe waterlogging, leading to traffic jams, train delays and widespread commuter disruptions. France set a new record hot day at a national level on Wednesday, surpassing that set a day earlier during the heat wave covering the country this week. In a post on X, Meteo France said the average temperature over 24 hours on Wednesday across all of France was 30 degrees Celsius, 0.1 degree higher than on 23rd of June. Local records across France, both for June and all-time high temperatures, have been shattered in the heatwave which began last week. Several of Paris' most famous monuments cut their hours short as a punishing heatwave continued to grip France, forcing tourists to rearrange their plans during peak summer season. The Louvre, world's most visited museum, closed earlier than usual. The Eiffel Tower's upper levels were also closed to visitors, while much of the country remained under the Weather Service's highest alert as temperatures soared. Britain's railways were thrown into chaos on Wednesday as the country endured its hottest June day on record. Temperatures hit 36 degrees Celsius, prompting a rare red extreme weather warning. Trains across England and Wales were delayed, revised or cancelled, with National Rail urging passengers to travel only if absolutely necessary. Highs of up to 38 degrees are forecasted, and at London Waterloo, tens of thousands of commuters struggled through the evening rush. Tesla is facing fresh scrutiny after a Model 3 crashed into a home in Katy, Texas, killing a 76-year-old woman. The U.S. National Transportation Safety Board has launched an investigation into the 19th June crash, while the victim's family has filed a lawsuit accusing Tesla of negligence. The suit claims the vehicle's autopilot and full self-driving systems were defective and failed to prevent the high-speed crash. Tesla CEO Elon Musk has said the vehicle's self-driving system was overridden by the driver, who allegedly pressed the accelerator fully before the impact. US AI company Anthropic has accused Chinese tech giant Alibaba of running the largest known attempt to extract capabilities from its cloud AI models. According to a letter seen by Reuters, Anthropic claimed operators linked to Alibaba and its Qwen AI lab used nearly 25,000 fraudulent accounts to generate more than 28.8 million interactions with cloud between April and June 2026. Anthropic said the campaign was aimed at distilling or copying advanced AI capabilities to train weaker models. The Reserve Bank of India has proposed new guidelines requiring banks to strengthen oversight of risks linked to artificial intelligence and machine learning models. Now, the RBI said lenders must adopt board-approved risk management frameworks covering all models, including AI systems. Banks will be required to maintain model inventories, conduct independent validation of internal and third-party models, and also ensure human oversight for automated decision-making. The central bank also called for additional cybersecurity controls for generative AI tools that interact with customers. Asian markets traded higher, led by South Korea's Kospi, while Japan's Nikkei also gained ground. In the US, stock futures advanced overnight, with Nasdaq futures surging after strong earnings from Micron Technology. Micron shares jumped nearly 15% in after-hours trade, following better-than-expected results and upbeat revenue guidance. Investors are now focused on key US economic data due later today, including the Federal Reserve's preferred inflation gauge, along with GDP, durable goods orders, and jobless claims data. Meanwhile, the White House has issued $87.6 billion in supplemental spending, including funding related to the West Asia conflict. Oil prices extended losses, moving closer to pre-war levels as tanker traffic through the Strait of Hormuz resumed, easing fears of supply disruptions following an initial accord to end the West Asia conflict. Brent slipped below $74 a barrel, while crude traded near $70 after both benchmarks dropped sharply in the previous session. Market sentiment improved as more oil tankers cleared the vital shipping route, with US officials saying crude flows are nearing normal levels. Oman has also opened temporary routes to help ease vessel movements through the strait. Despite US crude inventories falling to their lowest level since 1984, traders remain focused on improving supply conditions in West Asia. Gold extended losses and hovered near a 7-month low after falling below the key $4,000 an ounce level, pressured by a stronger US dollar and growing expectations of further Federal Reserve rate hikes. Markets are now pricing in 3 Fed rate increases this year, with the September hike seen as increasingly likely. A firmer dollar has also reduced the appeal of bullion for overseas buyers. Investors are awaiting the latest US inflation data and fresh clues on the interest rate outlook. Among other precious metals, silver and platinum edged lower, while palladium posted modest gains. Sweden to face Japan in a decisive Group F encounter at the FIFA World Cup. Japan had an impressive tournament so far, following a draw against the Netherlands with a commanding 4-0 win over Tunisia. Sweden, meanwhile, began their campaign with a 5-1 win over Tunisia before suffering a heavy 5-1 defeat to the Dutch. Japan is already a point ahead of Sweden and also boasts a better goal difference. This match will be crucial for both the teams as they fight to secure their position in the round of 36. England Test captain Ben Stokes is set to return for the decisive third test against New Zealand at Trent Bridge. Stokes missed the second test at the Oval after being dropped for breaching the team's midnight curfew following England's opening test victory. Ben Stokes publicly apologised to his teammates for the distraction caused by him missing the second test. England suffered a 253-run defeat in Stokes' absence, allowing New Zealand to level the series at 1-1. With the series now on the line, Stokes returns as England look to clinch the decider on home soil. Switzerland beat Canada 2-1 in Vancouver and qualified for the round of 32 by securing the top spot in Group B. Despite the loss, co-host Canada also qualified for the knockout stage for the very first time in the team's history. During the first half, both teams were unable to break the deadlock at 0-0. However, in the second half, Switzerland scored 2 goals. In response, Canada pulled one back in the 76th minute. The co-hosts did attempt to score an equalizer in the last 10 minutes of the game, but were unable to breach the Swiss defence. Bosnia and Herzegovina have made history by qualifying for the World Cup knockouts for the very first time after beating Qatar 3-1 in Seattle. FIFA announced that Bosnia is one of the top 8 third-placed teams to qualify for the round of 32, hours after the match concluded. The European nation scored the first goal in the 29th minute, which was followed by an own goal from Qatar. Well, Qatar did respond with a goal in the 42nd minute, but Bosnia sealed the game with a third goal in the 80th minute. The result saw Qatar getting knocked out of the FIFA World Cup 2026. Prime Minister Narendra Modi recently met with legendary Malayalam actor Mammootty and his family following the prestigious Padma Award ceremony at Rashtrapati Bhavan. The 74-year-old cinematic icon was conferred India's third highest civilian honour by President Draupadi Murmu. The award recognized his 5 decades of remarkable contributions to Indian cinema. Tom Holland and Zendaya received an incredibly warm welcome when they arrived in Paris for the promotions of Spider-Man Brand New Day. The beloved Hollywood couple was spotted smiling and enthusiastically chatting with fans. Both stars were spotted graciously signing autographs, snapping selfies with the crowd that arrived to support them. The couple will be seen in together as co-actors in The Odyssey as well as Spider-Man Brand New Day. After dominating the global box office with a massive $1.5 billion theatrical haul, James Cameron's Avatar: Fire and Ash has officially made its highly anticipated streaming debut. The third chapter of the groundbreaking sci-fi franchise picks up with Marine-turned-Navy leader Jake Sully and Neytiri. Following a highly successful theatrical run that grossed over $130 million globally, the hit film The Drama is officially heading to streaming on 31st of July. Directed by Christopher Borgli, the intense thriller stars Zendaya and Robert Pattinson as Emma and Charlie, driven by standout lead performances and a wildly viral marketing campaign. The twist-filled feature has been one of the most talked-about releases of the year. Taylor Swift made a surprise appearance at the opening concert of the 2026 Tight End University Summit, which was hosted by her fiancé Travis Kelce alongside fellow NFL stars George Kittle and Greg Olsen. Swift thrilled the crowd when she joined Lainey Wilson on stage for a duet of her hit Love Story. During the unexpected performance, Swift playfully flashed her engagement ring to the audience. She is expected to tie the knot next month. Well, that is it in this edition of Speed. But before we let you go, just a reminder to our viewers in India, you can watch all 2026 FIFA World Cup matches on Z5. Tune in and catch all the action live.